Hey beautiful people, it is Kiketsa Holly back again with another video. I am finally back and we're getting straight into it. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you about all the documents you need for your visa interview because I've been getting a lot of questions about this. So I'm just going to go through everything that I had to take with me to my visa interview just so we have an idea of what you need. And yeah, let's just get right into the video. So depending on the ship that you're going to, there's like two types of visas that you'll need. The first one is the Schengen visa and the second one is the C1D. I've only gotten the C1D visa because all the ships that I've needed to join were usually in the US. But since I switched companies, the ship that I was supposed to join was in Barcelona and I needed a Schengen visa. But because that was going to take too long, the agent that was helping me said, okay, I don't need to get the Schengen visa. I'll just join the ship in Cape Verde or something like that. So yeah, but that was a whole nother story because I missed the ship and I was basically stuck on that island, and it was just another story, and I'll post a vlog about that. But yeah, I ended up not joining that ship and I was in Alaska. So that's still the US, so I needed a C1D visa. So yeah, and it lasts for like I think 10 years, so I still have mine and still found and it's still working, so I don't need to like always renew it or anything like that. So that's good. So you can apply for your visa online or use an agent. I used an agent, the lady called Lisa. She really helped me because she basically did everything for me, and all I did was just show up to the interview, and that was it. So it's up to you. You can use an agent or just apply for it online yourself. And I haven't tried the online option myself, but I've seen my friend do it in front of me, and it's quite easy because you basically just answer questions about yourself, put your information, and that's it. And then like obviously it's gonna get to that step where you have to like choose the next available date. Let's say you're based in Joburg or Pretoria and there isn't any dates for the C1D visa in Joburg or Pretoria, there's options to choose in Cape Town and things like that. But obviously you have to think about that as well. Like that's money because now you have to fly to Cape Town to, it's just a waste of money. But I did that because I needed to go urgently. So I didn't have time to wait for the next available date. So and that was the situation with my obviously interview date as well because I was working with the lady Kate and she was the one obviously trying to get a like early slot for me because with the C1D visa guys it takes so long to like get a date. So that's why also when you like do secure a date, request to expedite it. So when you request to expedite it, that's when you speed up the process as well so that you can get like a closer date. So it lets them know like, oh, I need to obviously join the ship on this date, so I need my visa before that date, before my joining date, basically, because they have your passport, so you'll need it back. So yeah, what happened with me is that obviously Kate got a date for me, but it was in Cape Town, so I had to fly to Cape Town for a day and then came back. So I booked obviously a flight to go back and come back so that I don't have to book like accommodation to sleep there and things like that. So I went there, did my interview, and then came back. So later on in this video, I also go through like questions they ask so that you just have an idea. It's also very easy and it's just questions about yourself, so it shouldn't be anything difficult. But yeah, when it comes to the Schengen visa, it's also the same process where they interview, they ask you questions, where you going, what are you doing there. Applying for that also, you can do it online. I don't think you should get an agent. I just think it's cheaper online because then all you pay is for that and you don't have to pay the agent. So if you go online, you just book. With the Schengen visa, it's easier to get like a slot because there isn't a lot of people applying for that compared to the C1D visa. Is what I've noticed because a lot of my friends that recently got their Schengen visas, they got it very quickly. Like they applied, they got the date, they did the interview, and then after like 2 to 3 weeks, they got like the visas. I remember my friend as well was also like leaving soon and her visa was still at the embassy and she went there on the day and they're like, oh, it's actually been ready. We're just about to call you. And yeah, so sometimes maybe they keep quiet. So maybe if you just call to inquire like, oh, how far is it? Because maybe if you check online, they didn't update it yet and it still says processing or things like that. And you're probably leaving next week and you don't have your passport. So following up is also not a bad idea when it comes to things like that. And yeah, so with me, yeah, I went to Cape Town and came back, and yeah, I had to wait also for my passport to get like obviously delivered, which also kind of took a while. But since we expedited it, at least they just tried speeding the process up for me, and it was a bit better. But yeah. Okay, so now I'm gonna go through like the documents that you'll need to take with you to your visa interview. So once you get your cruise ship job or your proposal email where they're like, congratulations, we're moving forward with your application, or you got the job, that email, there's follow-up emails that you're gonna get with all the documents that you're gonna need. So in that email, all those documents, you'll just need to print copies of them, and then those are the documents that you're gonna take with you to your visa interview. So in that email, you'll get things like your flight details, contract, guarantee letter, invitation letter. So basically those are all the documents that you'll need to like print out and just have them in hand ready. So when you go to your visa interview, you have them ready just in case they ask for them. So with me, Kate just sent me like a list of like all the documents that I need. And what I did is I printed them out and then I had them with me. They did not ask for all of them, but they did ask for, I think, my contract only, but the rest they did not ask for them. But it's always better to have all those documents because the interviewer might feel like, oh no, I just need a little bit more and I need to know a bit more, and they might ask for a few documents, and if you don't have them in hand, that might delay your obviously visa process. So it doesn't mean you're going to fail your interview. It's just going to mean that it's on pause until you submit those missing documents, and then when you submit them, that's when you'll receive basically your visa. So with me, I had all those documents and yeah, all was well. They only asked for my contract and yeah, that was fine. Okay, I actually have a list here of everything that the agent asked me to like have with me on hand. So these are all the documents. I had my flight tickets, my contract, and then I had the vessel's registration. So that was like a document with like the ship that I'm joining's information. It'll probably be in your emails, and if you don't have it, that's also fine. They might not have been asked for you, but just all the documents that you get from that email, just make sure you print them out and you have copies just in case, you know. The next thing was the guarantee letter, and then the itinerary of where the ship is going, and then the port letter with the port information and the details. You're gonna need that as well, and then the letter of invitation. So these are all the basically all the documents that come in that email. Some of them might not be there, some of them will be there, but this depends on the ship that you're going to, because since I've worked for now 2 different companies, I've seen that they all send different documents. So it's all different, but more or less the same. And some of them you need for this company, and then for that company, you don't need them at all, you know? So yeah, whatever they send you, just print and have a copy just in case. And then you are ready for your interview, you know? Okay, these are a little bit of the extra documents that she asked me to have in hand just in case they ask for them. But they did not ask for these at all. And then I also asked my friend when she did her interview if they asked her for these, and they did not. But again, just have them just in case, so nothing delays you and you're just ready and good to go. So they also she asked me to print out my proof of residence, which I had, and then 3 months bank statement. I had that as well. And then and then I also had 2 images of the 2 images of myself, the passport photo size. So just make sure it's the correct image size. That one you definitely need because they need to put it in your visa. So that they'll definitely ask for, I'm 100% sure. So the images you do need, make sure you have 2, maybe 3, just to have extra, but just 2, they say 2, so yeah. So those are the colored pictures, and then you need a copy of your passport. Just make sure it's in color as well. Usually for cruise ship documents, just make sure that everything is printed in color. They just always want color just to make sure gray, you know. So yeah, everything in color, and then you should be fine. And then also the vaccination certificate with the QR code. At first I was like, what's that? But you just go online and search like vaccination with QR code. So you see the vaccination card that you have that you got after like getting a vaccine. There's like a code or number or something like that there. So that number, you're gonna just put it online, and then you get like the digital copy with the QR code. Then that's where I got mine, and then I printed it out. They did not ask for that. I don't think they will now. It's like 2024. We're going to 2025. They probably won't ask for that. Unless we go back to these things with vaccines, and then it's mandatory again, you know. And then what else is on her list? Siemens book. Oh yeah, and then she also said I should have my Siemens book. But you see, this was now for, it was my first contract. So I was like, what's a Siemens book? I don't have one. And she said, oh no, it's okay because it's your first contract. So with a Siemens book, because a lot of people ask me, where do I get one? How do I apply for one? Siemens book, you get it on board. And basically the company applies for it for you. A Siemens book is just to recognize that you're a seafarer, and it helps you get certain benefits. Like I know at the airport, especially in Doha, Qatar, we have this thing called Siemens Lounge. It's called Marina Lounge. Yes, Marina Lounge. So in order to get in Marina Lounge, you need your Siemens book so that they can see that you're a seafarer. And then you get in there for free. You don't pay nothing. You know, things like that. So just to see, sometimes maybe at the airport, you're going through customs and things like that. if they see your Siemens book, they're like, oh, you're a seafarer. Okay, makes sense why you have so many bags, or why you have this, that, So it just helps you also so that they don't ask you too many questions. So yeah, just like a thing that, that helps you in certain situations. But yeah, you only get that when you get on board. I got mine when it was my first contract. I got it towards the end of my contract. So when I left, after finishing my first contract, that's when I got my Siemens book. Yeah. But yeah, they never really ask for one. The only place where I noticed that they ask for a Siemens book is when I'm applying, and then they list the documents you need, and then I see that they like written that you need a Siemens book. If you don't have one, it's okay. That does not make like your chances of getting the job less because you don't have a Siemens book. No, because they know that the company is the one that needs to apply for one, and it's your first contract, so where are you gonna get it? Even if it's your second contract or whatever, and you still don't have it, the company will get one for you, so that's okay. But when I switched companies, I had one already, but from the previous company, so it was basically invalid. So now I got a new one, so now I have two, but the other one doesn't work anymore. So yeah, there's that. I feel like this video could have went very fast, but I keep like off ramping and talking about other things. But it's okay because we're all learning here, right? But anyway, now we're moving on to the questions that they asked me during my interview. And what are the questions that they asked? The first thing that they asked me was, where am I going? What am I going to do there? So I was like, I was joining in Miami. So I was like, I'm going to Miami, Florida. And then he's like, oh, what are you going to do there? It was a guy and he was very serious and he was like smiling. And it was my first contract, and obviously I was scared, and I was just like, oh no. But like, I was scared for no reason, because like, why are you scared? Because they're basically just asking you questions about yourself. So there's no getting it wrong, like, what's your name? You know what your name is. How can you get that wrong? So it's questions about yourself, like, where did you grow up and things like that. So you can't mess that up. I mean, no. So I don't know why I was scared. I was scared for no reason. But yeah, he asked me like, where am I going? So I said Miami. He's like, what am I going to do there? So I said, I'm going to be working on a cruise ship. Well, obviously he knows that, but he's asking to see if I know as well, It's kind of like obvious questions, because obviously when you fill in, you did say, and I'm getting a C1D visa. C1D visa is to allow you to work on US waters. So he already knows, he already has an idea, but they're going to ask you just to see, like, do you know where you're going? Do you understand what's happening here, Are you going there for the right reasons? You're not going there to be a scammer or anything like that, That's what they're trying to find out. So yeah, I said, obviously I'm going to Miami to work on a cruise ship. He's like, okay, what will I be doing there? I was like, I'm going to be a program publisher. A lot of people don't know what a program publisher is. So obviously, when it comes to that, I have to like now elaborate. Like, okay, program publisher, because he was gonna ask and he did. So it's like, I'm gonna be a program publisher. So that's when I do like the daily programs for the guests, and I print that out and get it ready. And what else did he ask? Yeah, I said program publisher. Oh, then he asked what did I study, and I was like, I studied graphic design. So, but obviously graphic design, I'm doing program publishing, aka desktop publishing. It is related to what I studied already. So you can see, it's like, oh, okay. So basically she's just going to be working obviously in the US on a cruise ship for what she studied. But even if it's not something that you study for and it's a completely different field, you're still going to work. It doesn't matter, But yeah, those are the questions he was asking me. And the next question that he asked me is, how long is your contract for? Obviously I knew that because they told me, and all in the documents it does say, and in the contract that I signed, obviously it does say, okay, contract is this long. And then I was like, it's 8 months. And like, I don't know why I was scared, but like the interview was so chill, because it's questions about myself and things I'm gonna do, So it was very chilled. And also I was like a fresh graduate, and it's like, oh, my first job, so that's related to what I do. So I was like, oh my gosh. But yeah, he asked me obviously, how long the contract is going to be for. And the other question that he asked is, have I traveled outside the country before? And then obviously I said yes. So don't lie. Even if, let's say, don't lie, because if you lie, they'll catch you out and they can see these things. So let's say I said no, I've never traveled out the country before, but then he can see on the system that, oh no, she did in 2020, that she went where to this country. But then I said no. That might make me fail my interview, because why are you lying? That means now you're being shady or something like that. So obviously I did not lie. I said yes, I have. It was a family trip when we went to Dubai. I actually have a vlog about that. But yeah, I said we went to Dubai and it was a family trip. And he's like, okay. Then we moved on to the next question. What did he ask? Oh, and then, I forgot about this. So he asked for he's like, can I please see your flight details? Yes, I forgot. So he asked to see my flight details. Remember when I mentioned the documents that you need to bring with you? Yes, I said he might not ask for all of them, but he did ask for my flight details. So then I had a copy, luckily. So now I don't have to go through my phone and checking emails, because now you're wasting his time. He's going to get annoyed and he's going to say, bring it next time. And then now that's going to delay your visa process. So I had the copy of my flight details and I showed it to him. He checked. Okay. And then he gave me like a form thing. And then he's like, okay, your visa will be ready soon or something. I don't know if he said that or he just gave me the form and then I left. But yeah, then I was just checking my application like status online and it was still saying processing. And then obviously Kate was the one basically handling things for me because she requested the expedite for me, which is to obviously make sure that I get it as soon as possible because I needed to go. So yeah, but those are around about all the questions that they asked me and basically the documents. I had so many documents, but they only asked for like 2. But again, like the things like proof of residence and things like that, I guess it's just to be safe. But yeah, I had copies of those. But also, I flew all the way to Cape Town. Imagine I fly all the way just for me to have a missing document. No, like that is not gonna work. So at least I had like all the documents that I needed, even though they did not ask for them. And yeah, I did my interview and that was it. And it was literally so quick, like it just went like this, and then it was done, and then I had to fly back home, and that was it. Oh yeah, another thing that I wanted to mention is that when you get your visa interview, just go there early, like 30 minutes early, just to make sure you're early, and also let's say they have like a slot open, they just let you in because then you're already there. Let's say your appointment is at 1, but you arrived at like 12:30. And they have a slot open, they're just gonna let you in. Like, okay, you're already here, let's interview and get it out the way, The earlier the better. I'm not saying get there like 3 hours before, no. Now that's pushing it. But like 30 minutes earlier, I think that's like a safe space. So that's what I did. But no, they did not let me in. Okay, no, I did get in earlier, but it wasn't like 30 minutes earlier. I think it was like 5 to 10 minutes earlier if I can remember, because there was a bit of a line when I went. Again, for me, when I applied for my C1D, it was peak season, so everybody wanted like a C1D visa because everyone was going to the US either as a student or pair or wait, not a C1D visa, but they needed a US visa. I needed a C1D visa. They needed other visas like student visas and all those other ones. So yeah, it does get like packed. It depends on the time and the year that you apply for it. And yeah, whereby with the Schengen visa, it's like so much easier. It's barely packed, but sometimes there is quite a few people. But yeah, usually the process is fast. Based on what I've heard, a lot of people just get it like that very quickly. So for them, it doesn't take too long. But obviously, after the interview and things like that, you still have to wait for it to get processed, and then you receive your passport, and then you can go. So yeah. But maybe when I get like a Schengen visa one day, I'll go through that process and the interview things, and then I'll let you guys know what happened. But since I don't have a Schengen visa at all, I can't really say much on it. But I have a C1D, and that's what I did and how I got mine. And yeah, it's kind of easy. You just don't need to worry about the interview, honestly. It's so easy. It's not like the job interview where you're like, okay, I need to impress and I need to do this and that. You just answer questions about yourself and you're fine. And yeah, I'm rambling a lot, so let me just wrap this video up. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.